ora, Aotearoa. Angus Hines here with the latest severe weather update from Met Service. Today is Friday the 2nd of November and we do have a pretty significant frontal system making its way onto the country this evening. A couple of fronts actually. We do have this leading warm front which is going to roll onto the South Island tonight. That's going to bring some warm air, certainly going to be bringing some rain and some very strong northwest winds. You can see the squeeze in the gradient here, certainly going to be windy for a lot of the country throughout the weekend. Then following that we do have this cold front moving up the South Island. That's going to turn winds around to the southwest. It will clear away the heaviest of the rain, but certainly expecting some showers, potentially even some thunderstorms in behind that, and a strong and unstable southwesterly flow. The first thing we're going to talk about warnings-wise is the wind. That could well be the most significant feature for many places over the coming weekend. We can see these red northwesterly gales building in here across large parts of the country, particularly the South Island. Then we have a very strong squeeze through central New Zealand as well. So Wellington, Marlborough Sound certainly going to be affected by these strong northwest gales as the weekend goes on. I'll just pop out of the way here. We'll get these places up. I have dropped a little bit of the detail from what we normally have, given there are so many areas. But in essence, we do have northwest gales working their way up eastern parts of the South Island and then in towards central New Zealand. Kicking off in the far south, that's that big orange area at the bottom, Fiordland, Southland, Clutha, Southern Lakes, Central Otago and Dunedin from 6 p.m. on Friday evening. Then as it travels north into the strong wind warning area of the Canterbury High Country and Marlborough, that's going to be the early hours of Saturday. And finally, that central part of the country around Wellington, Wairarapa and the Marlborough Sounds, the strongest winds expected from late in the morning, around about 11 a.m. on Saturday. Most of these watches and warnings are running through the majority of the day on Saturday, easing towards the evening or even overnight in the early hours of Sunday morning. Those red areas can expect northwest gales gusting 120 to 130 kilometres an hour, while the orange areas will also experience some strong northwest winds, but perhaps the gusts being just below the warning threshold. So we're going to have a look now at rain. We're moving on from wind. We're going to see where the peak accumulations are going to be. No surprises with all that weather coming in from the west. It is western areas of the South Island that are really blowing up on our rain accumulation charts, and that is where we have issued all these warnings and watches. So heavy rain warning. Again, this is spreading up from the south. So the Fiordland warning kicking off at 6 p.m. on Friday evening. Then as we track further north into Westland and Buller, the heavy rain expected to start either overnight or early hours of Saturday morning. Finally, we do just have a small watch area at the lower North Island. That is the Tararua Range. That is going to experience some heavy rain on Saturday afternoon, kicking off around 1 p.m. and lasting until the early hours of Sunday morning. So a lot of areas there, large parts of the country are expected to be impacted by either rain or wind throughout the weekend. Each and every one of those areas will have a detailed watch or warning at metservice.com. That is all I have for you from the studio for now. Kia pai tō rā.